What up? Welcome back. Happy to be here. Happy to have you. So I'm in the process of buying a car right now, so we thought we'd talk about that.
Yeah, Phil's happy because he's buying a car.
I'm ecstatic right now. I was gonna say I'm in the process. They're trying to screw me on my trade-in right now.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Like how
How
freaking
annoying it is
annoying
buying
it
a
is.
car.
So I don't normally believe in doing business through email, text message, whatever. You always want to speak to someone. However, when you're busy and the way that car dealerships work, you kind of have to email them sometimes to kind of get things started.
Save some time.
Yeah, just to kind of get going so that way you have an idea of what you're going through. So tell me about how they'll send you a quote. You walk into the dealership. So like you don't tell them that right away. You kind of like feel things out, whatever. You eventually get to it. And they're like, oh, that includes every rebate possible. You don't qualify for all of those.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just pull something out of thin air. Say you go to Target, right? And you look at the ad, and the ad says, hey, this soda's on sale for 99 cents. You go to Target, that soda's on sale for 99 cents, right? Like, you don't go in
Yeah.
there, and they're like, sorry, that's like 4 different rebates, and you only qualify for a couple of them because this is the diabetic rebate, and this, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty. So I was like, so this seems to be a lot about what benefits you.
Yeah, it's just to get you in there. And, like, honestly, like, you know what's going to get me in there? Being honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I was like, all right, cool, bye.
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so it's
And we're not talking about a little bit of money.
it's like $3,000 difference sometimes.
Yeah, like that's outrageous.
And which I like. So you know those things are too good to be true sometimes when they're like sticker price is this. Here's like $10,000 off MSRP or whatever. Like you know there's something up, but like when you're saying, and this is before any other rebates,
Yes. That's what I
and
was
then
about to
you're
say.
like, oh no, it's every rebate. I'm like, no,
Yeah, his email said,
no.
this is the MSRP. This
Here's
is how
the
much we could give it to you
e-price.
for you. Your price may be cheaper depending on what kind of rebates and stuff you could get. And then he brings it in there and they're like, oh, sorry.
No, this includes a loyalty rebate.
every
that,
single rebate that we
yeah.
offer. But no, your email says it could be cheaper because we didn't calculate rebates in yet.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I'm
no,
sorry.
click on this link. So I'll give
Yeah.
him that. There was one where it was in there in the fine print. Like I'll give him that includes it.
Was it in the final email they sent you, though?
There was the link in the final email which took them to the full disclosure.
What did the link say, though? Just full disclosure?
It says terms and conditions below. Blah 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 blah. For a complete list of terms and conditions, hit this link.
Yeah, but did that link include the price that it gave you?
What do you mean?
Like that price that it actually gave you for the car?
Yeah, it was in the
Was
same.
that price in that link?
It was
Not
in
in
this-
the email, I'm saying. When you click on that link, did it
Well,
show
no,
that
but
price?
it doesn't. But the link goes. It was going over e-prices in general, which what
Oh.
they gave me was an e-price.
It's ridiculous.
So it did have that. So I'll give them that one, even though that's their little trickery. But at the same
Yeah.
time, what other rebates are you talking about?
Yeah.
Especially because so of course right now they have like they'll be doing like 0% financing for how many ever months, and you'll want to take advantage of that. And they're like, oh no, you got the rebates and the cashback.
Yeah, so
No,
that
I
doesn't include
didn't.
that. Yet in the terms and conditions, it says nothing about that.
Yeah,
right?
so that
Yeah.
I think I got the one up on that one because I asked him, I'm like, and what rebates are those? And he just gave me a blank stare. He's like, well, let's talk about this. Like, changes the subject completely, and then right when you're like, you get the deal you want, you're like, cool. By the way, I'm trading in my car, and they're like, oh, okay, and then your car that's worth $6,000-7,000.
Well,
Which can we
let's-
talk about that?
Let's
for
put
a
it in
second?
perspective, yeah. On what kind of car Phil drives
I have
and
a
what happened.
I have a 2013 right now Scion TC. It's the release edition. I've had that car for 5 years now. I'm pretty sure I paid like $28,000 for that when I got it. And tell me how it's now worth $5,000 to $7,000 according to Kelley Blue Book Value.
And 6 months ago, it was how much?
And 6 months ago it was $12,000 with not too much of a variance in the mileage.
No, so I mean, what actually happened within these 6
Scion
months
doesn't
is
exist anymore.
Scion shut down, so his car dropped to nothing. Which,
Yeah.
all right, I get it, part availability, that kind of stuff, but his car still has similar mileage. It's still
Still a
technically a
Toyota.
Toyota. It's gonna last forever. Why should that car now be worth nothing?
Oh, and hear the slap in the face of what they offered me on my trading value? Take a guess. I'll wait a second. If you want to comment it below, I'll wait a second. 3,500.
Yeah,
I was like,
pretty much half of what his car's actually.
I was
worth.
like, I'm sorry, what?
The best part was too when Phil came in with the price on the email and showed the person. They were like, "Wait, how much?"
Yeah, they were like
hold on one
surprised.
second.
Yeah. Like that person definitely fucked something up. Like that price was
They
not
had
supposed to be that
have.
low.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what, zero? And I heard him talking on the phone. He's like, yeah, no, that's a zero. Oh, let me see the email.
Yeah,
And then now they're making up this BS like, oh, that included all those rebates and blah
yeah.
blah blah.
So I
No,
was
it
like,
didn't.
all right, bye.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, and not to mention too, you
When-
talked to somebody online, right?
yeah,
And they said, come talk to John.
yeah, they were asking. They always do that because every time I've gone through that,
That's ridiculous.
they always do that. Then you walk in, they're like, oh no, that's just anyone. Like you
Oh,
can talk to
John?
anyone.
Yeah, there's no John here, but we'll get you someone. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no, that they always pull. I was waiting for that one.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I haven't. Honestly, that's the first time I had to go through that where I think I'm gonna go through with it. Like, don't get me wrong, the guy was a nice guy for the most part, but he, that's just like their tactics, I guess. But
Yeah, it's the internet sales department's
Yeah.
issue.
plus at the same time, I'm pretty sure I'm getting what I want, and I also and so here's where they fucked up. I have that in writing, so I could go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
I have that in writing.
So,
like
which
mistake number
remind us,
one.
if any of you guys work in the New Jersey area at a Nissan dealership
Oh, let me know.
and could get
And could get me a Platinum Maxima for like a lot of money.
it was a plan. You were looking for the what? SV?
At the SL.
SL. If you could get Phil an SL Maxima to 2017 for 28 and give a decent value on his trade-in,
I'll take it.
we'll come to you. We will literally come to you.
I will go there right now.
So comment below with a link or email or contact us through our email address.
But I hate to
Is
break.
there-
I hate to break the news. By the time they watch this, I'll probably cave and already have it.
No, let's just get out there. We'll advertise this video so it goes everywhere.
Yeah, for
Maybe
real.
we'll get someone. If you work there and you could do that, let us
Oh
know.
please, that would be.
Because I
great.
may get a new car too. Because
a 2-for-1 deal.
This always happens to me. I have a car. It's only like 2 years old.
Then
And
you
then all
want a
my
new
friends
one.
are like, hey, come car shopping with me. And now I'm like, I want a new car.
Yeah, I'm surprised I've almost bought a new car. What, like 3 times now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been a long time coming. I mean, I like my Scion, but I mean, it was cool when I was like 18 years old, and that's what I cared about. But now, it's not really my thing anymore. The whole 2-door
It's bright
red cop magnet,
Yeah.
and it's not my thing anymore. But the whole market. So one thing I appreciate about Scion, at first I hated it.
Pure pricing.
I thought I was gonna hate that, but it actually worked
Yeah.
because the prices were honestly I thought reasonable.
Yep.
Like so I'll give you their baseline TC. I think started at $19,000. I think 18,000 for a manual, 19,000 for an automatic. You were getting a really nice sound system, a sunroof, like AC, power locks, all this crap. I mean, I guess that's standard now, but
Yeah, but back then.
at that point, like you could get like a base model Honda without like air conditioning or power windows or whatever it was. Like maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit.
I think
but,
you're exaggerating.
like, but it would have like not all these things like without airbags or whatever.
They had to have airbags, Phil. That's
I'm
a
sorry, the
safety
6
thing.
airbags.
Oh, okay.
They have only front
the-
airbags.
yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, that I know, obviously, but
Yeah, but you know what's funny is
like,
Saturn did that
you know what
too.
you know what I mean? Like, you get the idea. And where was I going with this? I don't remember anymore.
You were going.
Oh, yeah,
So
Sci-
Scion
like,
has something called pure
It
pricing.
was a good, like their $19,000 base model was a good deal for $19,000, and you didn't have to worry about all this haggle.
I thought you were going with it. The
That's
price
where
is
I-
the price.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where I
they have
was
something called
going.
pure pricing, which was the price of the car was the price of the car. There's no negotiating. There's no arguing back and forth. There's no stressful
Yeah,
5-hour visits to a car dealership.
which
And Saturn did that years ago too, because both my sisters had Saturns for a while, and the price was the price. They could work with you a little bit with the trade-in and stuff
yeah,
like
with
that,
other things, but that was it.
but the price was the price. That makes so much more sense because I mean, the Maxima, the MSRP was what $38,000,
Mhm.
and they were going to offer him for $38,750, I think, or
Yeah.
something like that. That's outrageous. How can you have a $10,000 markup? It's insane. Like, granted, yes, the new models are coming out. Like what?
Maybe they haven't
Maybe in
even
a month
announced,
or two. They
but
us- usually around now as the new models come out, so I understand they drop the price a little bit. But $10,000,
yeah, from 38 to 28.
and the cash was what, like 1,000?
What?
The Nissan Cash or whatever.
Yeah, they have that as an offer.
Which is usually when they do that when the new models are coming out. Come on,
Like it's just a little nuts.
that's a little insane.
Like we also shopped some other cars. So like I was looking at well, you said when you were looking at the Accord with your girlfriend, and like they had an EXL V6 model, which is MSRP like $33,000, and the sticker price on the car was $26,000, like depending on which dealership you go to.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of sway.
It's too much.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry. One more thing. Let's be Honda and mark up their Type R. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Type R.
Type R. I like blanked on a second. Type R by $15,000.
Yeah, that's
over
insane, too.
MSRP.
Yeah, because we don't.
That
have
was a
enough.
thing.
Same thing with the Ford Focus RS. The same exact thing.
Sport.
No, RS. I'm saying same.
Oh, the
same
Focus.
concept.
The Focus.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
thought you
was,
said the Fusion.
They were selling for like 38 or 40, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's 50,000." I'm like, what the? Like, it's insane.
That's insane.
Cars in general, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I guess there's like
It's a weird
in the
market.
U.S.,
It's a
maybe
weird market.
other parts of the world, there's haggling everywhere. Makes a little bit of sense. But in the U.S., there really isn't like on used items. There's haggling, but everywhere else, the price is the price unless it's on sale. Why can't the car manufacturers do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, have the price. Oh, the new models come out. Tell you what, we're going to give you a $2,000 credit just because the new models are coming out, and be straight up. You know,
Yeah. The whole dishonesty and
it's ridiculous.
I've never been car shopping where they don't have the car you happen to be looking at. Every time.
Yeah, they tell you they'll find it.
No. I mean, like, personally, the salesperson's like, "Oh, I have that car."
Oh yeah, when they physically own it.
Every
That's a sales
every time.
tactic.
Well, that's what I'm. No,
I
no,
thought
no.
you were gonna say when you contacted them, they said they didn't have a car in stock.
Oh yeah, that happened too. No,
That's
but I
pretty funny,
mean,
too.
well, that's what I'm saying. Every time I've looked at a car, the salesperson miraculously happens to have the same. Like, be more like that's just tacky. Like, obviously, I know you're bullshitting me right now.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the one or two person that might actually be honest with that, but I've been in sales for many years. I have many friends who've been specifically in car sales. I know how that shit works.
Yeah, it's a little.
Like, don't play that on me.
No. And the other thing too, I guess we could also mention, is we look younger. That doesn't mean we don't have money. Like, I hate when you walk into like when I was younger. Say, when did I buy my Infinity? That was what,
I think you're like
4 years ago.
Yeah, you're like 22 maybe.
It was like 21, 22 when I walked into an Infinity dealership. I went to one in like Edison, I guess. I forget which one it was. They wouldn't even talk to me. Wouldn't even acknowledge that I was in their store looking at an Infinity. So I was like, screw this. I knew somebody that their uncle worked at an Infinity dealership. Set up an appointment, went there, and guess what? I bought an Infinity. Yeah, a 21-year-old can afford an Infinity. Like,
That could
my
happen.
parents didn't pay for it. I had a good job at the time. Like, don't treat us like that. And when we went to Nissan, like, Phil's car initially, he didn't have good enough credit to buy it when he bought it at
Yeah, I was like
18
7.
or
Well, I was
whatever,
17. I didn't have any credit. I
So
couldn't.
his mom signed for it.
Like, I still paid for it and everything.
He still
but-
paid for it out of his pocket. The second he mentioned that the title was under his mom's name because she purchased the car, they didn't want to talk prices with him. They're like,
Yeah.
you know what? We don't want to go over the prices twice. So we're not going to go over.
I was like, well, that's not the problem because I'm signing for this car. She just needs to be here to legally let me trade in the car.
They were trying to act like he wasn't paying for his car
Yeah,
and
I
didn't
was
have
like,
money. Like, please
cool.
don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. The other thing too, you'll notice every time you go. So I went in my work uniform just because I like to play that card sometimes. But you'll go all dressed up. They're like all over you. You walk in like what I'm dressed now. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Like you don't even get the time of day.
No, not at all.
Like when originally. So right now I'm looking at a Maxima. I was looking at. This was a couple months ago.
Audi, right?
A3.
Yep.
I really wanted the A4, or the S4, but that wasn't happening. But I was looking at the A3, and I walked in just like this, let's say, and didn't even get the time of day.
Nope.
And then, I didn't buy it. Then, thankfully, I didn't, because that would have been a stupid decision for me to spend that much money on that. But
It's just insane because, I mean, I bought every single one of the cars that I've owned ever since I was like 16. Parents never helped me out. Nobody helped me out. I paid for it myself, took out loans, that kind of stuff. Like, acknowledge us, you
Yeah.
know? We're here.
like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And you have to be dressed in a suit to get any attention too.
Pretty well. It
That's the
depends on
other
what
thing.
depends what dealership you go to.
Well, yeah, it depends also on the kind of dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you ever go to like a luxury car dealership, good luck.
Yeah.
A Honda, Nissan, whatever, you're usually fine. But
Yeah. If you walk into anything a little higher tier, then they're just not gonna.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. But so yeah, car buying is fun.
So much fun.
To this point, Phil didn't get a car yet because he's still trying to negotiate.
Yeah.
But
See.
remember, if you work there, comment below.
unless I already bought it, which I probably will.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah,
I also kind of want a new car.
depends. Yeah, let him for his sake. No, if they give me what I want on my trade, like done. Or if the other place that I reached out to gives me something better.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess a big lesson here is if you're getting a car, don't believe anything that's mentioned.
I mean, I said it right from the beginning too. I was like,
Yeah.
this deal is like
It's
not
too good to be true.
Yeah, like we know, like especially when they'll send you stuff in the mail too, like oh this much off, and you're just like it's BS.
No, and you can't even believe those websites. I mean, not to discredit like True Car or anything like that, but I was talking to one of the dealers because my mother bought a car a couple weeks ago, and he was saying how True Car now makes dealerships pay for them to be on there, so you
Really?
can't even trust those prices anymore.
It's freaking.
It's the whole car market's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, just very. I mean, I don't think it's one of the things that'll change unless
Yeah, but
manufacturers start.
If you look at Tesla though, Tesla the price is the price.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what it should be.
Honestly, I like that about Scion.
Yeah.
Just because there's no like worry about like, oh, are they gonna screw me on this or screw me on like it's the price.
Yep.
Like I remember I walked in very firmly like we're gonna do the car and the tire warranty. I don't want anything else.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like
And
I had the gap insurance. Like that's all like said and done. But like, and like you know what you're gonna pay. Like you could price it yourself and you can know what you're gonna pay.
Yeah. And I mean, I've worked at jobs that I still got commission, but it wasn't off of each individual unit that I sold. It was I had a goal of a certain amount of units to sell, and that was it, which is how car dealers should be. It shouldn't be each car you sell, you get a different amount of commission based
Yeah.
off of how much you screwed somebody.
And also based on how much like how much you sold the car like not below water. Because if you go below water, like there's usually a draw.
Below water.
Like if you sell it for lower than what they allow you to,
Oh, I
And,
never
like,
heard that
lose the money.
expression. Below water.
really underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Well, underwater, I guess is like if you sell it underwater. You never heard of that?
no, I never heard that expression.
Maybe I made that
Comment
up. Who
below
knows?
if it actually exists. No. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. It should be set price, and then it should be so many units per month or whatever that they have to push out.
Yeah,
and
like a
that should be
quota.
it. It should just be a quota.
Well,
I
depends
hate
on the
when they
dealer.
look at
Depends
you
on
and
the
smile.
dealership. Yeah.
I mean, my mom got a car last week, and it was a lease. Like Phil's buying, this was a lease. And I know you could negotiate leases, which they always say, no, you can't. And my mom dropped like $60 or $70 a month under what it was advertised for the lease, and she ended up getting the higher model with all the options she wanted. So, in case you didn't know, you could actually totally haggle with a lease.
Just stay there all day.
But it's just BS because you sit there for 5 hours and they just keep
Yeah, especially if
lying to your face.
they're ultimately gonna do it anyway. Like,
yeah, just do
oh,
it.
Yeah.
Why play the game? It's just
I mean, I think I was very clear. It's like there's nothing to talk about. Either you can or you can't do it.
yeah, and they wouldn't even want to discuss numbers with you.
Yeah, and
he's
then-
like, "Oh, I'll try to,
Yeah, he was like, "I'll let me know." I was like, "All right, cool, bye. Get us somewhere else."
Yeah.
And rent.
fun
Maybe not.
time, fun times."
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I mean, again, I had the really easy experience with Scion, and I remember I wasn't even, so I was there to test drive the car, like to go through everything. I remember the day I actually bought the car, I literally gave my parents the check, like here you go, and I ended up being at work, so I got out of that whole process for everything else. I remember I just got home and, I got the notification like, your check was cashed, whatever. I was like, ka-ching. So I knew I was so disappointed because when I came home that night, I still didn't have the car because the radio wasn't installed yet. So
Yeah.
I had to wait, which I was like, don't even bother with the radio because I'm going to put another one in it anyway. But
They didn't have the radio installed in the car.
yeah.
Why?
Well, because it was like because the release series had like the like new radio or whatever, but it came like with the old radio, like had it as an option.
Oh, that's so weird.
So like we got that
Oh, I got you.
with it. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it was like a thing. Normally, like again, Scion was like you pay what you get, but they just bundled it in.
You know the other thing that was weird? So like Scion was always Toyota, and the whole reason for Scion is because
like,
they
for
saw
younger
that
people
a
and
younger
stuff.
audience wasn't purchasing Toyota cars. They thought it was like for the older market, so they opened that to like get people used to Scion. And you got your car, you can modify the skirts, the
Yeah.
spoiler, you could put what was it called, the bazooka subwoofer in. They used to have that like way back when they started, and it was really cool. I don't know why they shut down. Honestly, I would never buy a Toyota now. I don't think any of them look nice. They look like old people cars.
The new the new Camry, it hasn't come out yet. It's a 2018. That looks
Yeah.
nice, I'll admit.
Maybe, I don't know. I just to me they're still
I
old
like the
people cars.
86, which is
Yeah.
basically the Scion FRS or Subaru BRZ.
Yeah.
I like the 86.
But again, that was Scion. That wasn't.
yeah,
That wasn't. I mean, it was Toyota, but it wasn't. It was under the Scion.
like it was
brand.
originally. Yeah. I that new Camry looks nice though.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, it looked like not as nice as not as aggressive or nice as some of the other options out there, but like I was impressed.
And also, if any car designers are listening, please make cheaper cars with all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
You
like
know, like I understand Subaru has it, but Honda, do you know how many cars you would sell if you made the Accord all-wheel drive?
Yeah, that'd be
especially in like the
fantastic.
northeast of America. Or,
especially consider
Canada, I
the
mean.
Ford Fusion sells so many cars just because it is all-wheel drive.
Yep.
There's so many
but it's
people.
only the sports model too.
No, you could get it on the other models.
Oh, can you?
It's an option.
Okay.
It's not standard.
I got you.
Because you could get it on the. I know you could definitely get it on the SCL and titanium models. Maybe on the
Okay.
SC. But
Yeah, I know the Sport comes standard with it.
yeah, it's
But
really nice
seriously,
option.
do that. Honda, do it, please. Like, what other cars? Mazda can do it.
Like the Mazda 6.
Mazda has an awesome all-wheel drive system.
I honestly think all the it should be offered on all mid and full size sedans.
Yes, please.
Like I can understand not doing it on a compact sedan, but at least the midsize offered as an option.
But it seems like they just save it for luxury, right? Nissan doesn't have it on any of their sedans, but if you go Infinity,
They have
they have it on the Q50, Q60,
Yeah.
all those cars. Same thing with Honda. Honda doesn't have it, but Acura has it. Come on, like make a cheaper version of all-wheel drive. You know how many cars you would sell if you really want to apply to that audience?
yeah, because there's a lot of people that have their hesitations about Ford because of their reputation in the past, still getting Fusions because of the all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't want an SUV, but
Nope.
they still. A lot of people rely on the all-wheel drive because it's not safe for them to be driving in their commute in
Well,
New
I think
Jersey
that's the other
weather.
thing too. Is SUVs are becoming more and more like compact SUVs. And that
Yeah.
kind of stuff becoming more prevalent.
CUVs.
Word I'm looking for. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
That's weird. Because they have the all-wheel
Crossover.
drive system, but that's why people are buying them. Like honestly, like I've seen SUVs that have less space than my Maxima. Like why buy an SUV at that point? You know,
Yeah.
because the all-wheel drive. So please do that. You'll sell a lot more cars, and then you could like give some of the money to me. That'd be awesome.
It's like you could thank us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy how. Yeah, I'm just like rambling here at this point, but like it's. I mean, I have nothing else to say.
Phil's defeated.
I'll not even defeated. Just like what the frick?
Yeah.
Like that's my.
It's fun. It's fun. And it's like
I mean, there is fun to it. Like it's because what. Like you're gonna go through it, you're like kind of like, oh, I don't want to, but like it's kind of fun, especially when I walked. I mean, it was kind of fun when I walked in there, like you come off as this like quiet, reserved kid, and then you start kind of pushing more and more at them, unexpected, and they just get all taken aback. Like that, I kind of liked when he thought he had one on me, and I'm like, okay, and what rebates are you talking about? And then he's kind of like, oh shit, like those are the little joys in life, when you one up people who are like trying to screw you, but yeah.
Now the best was when my mom was shopping for that lease. So here's a trick if you go for a lease, okay? You take your monthly payment, you multiply it by however long you have it, and then you add any type of rebates or anything that they give you. You take that total, and then you compare it to what a new car is, MSRP. If it's over MSRP, and again that's calculated with your down payment, that's calculated with any type of incentives and stuff like that and your monthly payment. If that's over the MSRP of the car, that is not a good deal. Well, also you take the final payoff of the car if you buy it at the end. Forgot to mention that. So in my mom's case, say the car was like MSRP $25,000. It's coming out like $27,000 with the lease. And again, that was her monthly payment, down
Everything
payment, all
included.
that kind of stuff, including the final payment at the end. I looked at the guy and I'm like, how does that even make sense? Right? If we bought this car out, he's like, oh, well, you never buy the car out. That's why it's a 40-60 split. They try to make it cheaper car payments in the beginning, but the end's more expensive. I'm sorry, no. Like, what you want to do is you want to find out how much a new car is going to, how much you could get a new car for.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to make sure when your lease comes, that's around how much you're paying for the lease. Because otherwise you're getting screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's how my mom got like $60 off a month on her car and got the higher model.
And the price they were advertising was already like the deal, not even just the regular.
Yep, that was the deal, and she got it
Yeah.
cheaper than that. Just make
That
sure
was
you
impressive.
argue with them because you can't tell me that that's not how that works.
Yeah, like in a lot of situations, like people forget logic. I think is the problem.
Yep, they just see that low monthly payment, monthly payment,
Low monthly
and they're like,
payment.
oh well, all they do is put $2,000 down, and I'll be paying $150 a month, and blah 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 blah. But you don't realize too, every 2 years you have to put another down payment down.
Mhm.
It just doesn't make sense. And the manufacturers want you to do that because they want to sign a new contract every single, 2 years to get you to keep paying them.
What is this, the cell phone market again? Like,
Yeah, we're shrinking the cell phone market, guys. Yeah.
or
every 2
the video
years.
game console market.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit more than 2 years, but definitely cell phone. It's
Honestly, definitely cell phone. I mean,
every
I was
2
gonna say
years,
the,
buy the new model.
the
We'll
consoles.
give you
It's
a
been like the
discount.
last 2 years in a row. It's like, oh, here's an update. Here's an update.
Yep. Yeah, it's insane.
But I think you were saying it too, because a lot of the car manufacturers, when your lease is up, they don't want you to go because people are gonna want a new car. I think that was you saying it, right? They're
Yeah,
gonna want a
so-
new car, so they're gonna go to another brand instead of staying with the same brand.
Yes, people want different every 2 years. It's kind of like, well, some people do it because they just don't want to care about maintenance and that kind of stuff. And for businesses, it makes sense because it saves you money in the bottom line. But people nowadays, they want something different. Like, you don't want to wait 2 years and get exactly the
The
same
same
look
car.
of a car with the same interior, all that kind of stuff. You want something different because you're getting a new car and you're paying for it. So what's happening now is cars are completely changing every 2 years, where before it was maybe like every 4 or 5 years. But they noticed that people that were leasing were switching manufacturers because they wanted something completely different, which is why they've basically done that now.
Now they also have the loyalty credits. I mean, those have
Yeah.
always been a thing, I think. but
Also, if you lease,
they're higher.
they're getting stricter and stricter now. Before it was like, I don't know, let's just say if you had a scratch or dent, it could be the size of a credit card and it's covered.
Yeah.
Now it's like the size of a quarter. And they keep lower and lower and lower to trap you in there. And I don't know if you know this, but if you change companies, they offer it's like a $500 thing that you have to pay at the end
Oh, really?
if you don't renew a lease with them. So they're trying to get
I
you
didn't
stuck
know
in there.
that.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Car buying fun.
What you should do, people, is you should have a flat rate fee that you pay, say, $200 or $300 a month, and you could change your car out at any time.
who
How cool would that be?
were we having this conversation with?
I don't. I brought
Was
it
it
up
was
last
it you
time.
that brought it up
Yeah.
last time?
How nice would that be that you just pay a monthly fee? And I know there's car clubs that do this. With like
Okay,
vintage
I was
cars.
gonna say like that's a thing already.
That's a thing with vintage cars, but it's very expensive and really wealthy people do it. I'm just saying for the average, you pay that one fee. You're getting bored with your car, you go in, and you could swap it out with a different car.
Maybe not
How
whenever
nice
you
would that
want, but
be?
like a couple times within a certain time period.
Yeah, I mean the phones they have it as long as within a year, then you could swap whatever. But that would be beautiful.
And like just pay whatever, maybe like a little fee.
Yeah, change up the color, change up whatever. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, no one's gonna do it though.
No, they lose too much money.
Supposedly. Also, how
Supposedly.
the hell are SUVs so much more expensive than cars?
No, I mean the like higher end ones, yes, but
Yeah, but
so the I think it's the Honda HR-V, like fully loaded came out to the same price as a Civic.
that's insane.
Yeah, I was
But I mean,
impressed.
I always used to seeing like cars that were like $18,000, $20,000. I know the average price of a car now is $30,000, but you look at like
That's the
SUVs and they're
average.
like 40, 50.
Wow.
I'm like, there's really not that much more stuff in it. They're a little bit bigger.
I mean that's probably why for the utility, like to be able to pull and tow stuff.
yeah, but you can't tell me the cost of making that car is that much more.
yeah, I don't.
There's not that much more.
Know.
If I park my car next to like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, there's not that much more metal. That just blows my mind that they charge that much more for it.
Fun.
Craziness. Sorry, that's my little rant about cars.
Yeah. How
Let's
long
make
has this been
it
going
better,
on?
people.
Yeah. Solutions.
Solutions.
Leave them down below.
Yeah, if you guys have any other ideas, that would be awesome. Leave it below. If you guys know anybody that works in the car industry and want to link this video over to them, give them some
Yeah, we
some
got
good
you.
ideas. I mean, it looks like Tesla talked about that too. In the future, when everything's automated, you'll pay like a monthly fee, and the cars will come pick you up and that kind of stuff. It's kind of similar to that. But come on, people, let's start switching. Otherwise, Tesla's going to kill all of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
All right. I think that's all we got, right?
I think that's all we got. Yeah.
Yeah, so leave a like if you enjoy this content. Comment down below if you have any suggestions. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully Phil will have a new car by then.
I was going to say, and if I already do, it'll be all over that thumbnail and
You're going to
title.
upload this today, right? Probably.
I don't know.
tomorrow?
Depends how lazy I am.
Yeah, whatever. It'll be up before
It'll
he
be
buys
up,
a car.
I'm sure.
Unless he just buys a car right after this, who knows?
It's like, all right, let's go. All right, bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.